All right, so are you ready to dive into this deep dive? We're tackling Save the Tiger today.
Okay.
A 1973 film with Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
You probably know him from some of his comedic roles.
Right.
But here, he's winning an Oscar.
Oh, wow.
For his portrayal of Harry Stoner.
Okay.
And Harry's this businessman who is facing some really tough choices.
Interesting.
In a pretty cutthroat world.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and get this.
Yeah.
There's even this, like, baseball motif woven throughout the whole film.
Interesting.
Which adds this, like, layer of nostalgia to everything.
Okay, yeah, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So Save the Tiger, it goes beyond, like, the typical businessman in trouble story.
Right.
It really captures this disillusionment with the American dream
Ah.
that was just so strong in the 70s.
Okay, so paint a picture for us.
Okay.
What's the central problem that Harry finds himself in?
Harry owns this failing fashion company in L.A., and he's, like, really staring down bankruptcy.
Wow.
He's presented with a choice, and it's stark. Arson for insurance money.
Oh, wow.
Or just face total collapse.
So.
And that's the scenario that makes you think, what would you do if your back was against the wall?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And it's not like a theoretical ethics debate.
No.
This film really shows us.
It does.
Like Harry's emotional turmoil as he's going through all of this.
Lemmon just portrays it brilliantly.
Yeah.
You can just see the weight of this decision in his eyes. You know, like they look so weary.
Yeah.
He has these little glimmers of hope, but they fade so quickly.
Right.
It's that struggle.
Yeah.
Between what he knows is right and what he feels like he has to do to survive.
Wow. And you mentioned this earlier, but this was like a different kind of role for Lemmon.
Right. He was known for comedy.
Yeah.
This was a big change for him.
Yeah.
Like a dramatic turn.
And the critics were impressed.
They were blown away.
Yeah.
It was more than a good performance. It was like a revelation.
Oh, wow.
They saw him tapping into something really raw and universal about being human, the human experience.
Yeah.
There's this one scene, right?
Yeah.
Harry is pitching his company to these potential buyers. And he starts hallucinating.
Oh, wow.
Vividly, he sees his war buddies.
Really?
Yeah, his dead war buddies.
That's powerful.
Right. Talk about symbolism.
Okay, so these war memories, they aren't just random, are they?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
They point to this bigger theme, the theme of loss.
Okay.
It's throughout the whole film.
Right.
It's not just the money, you know.
Right.
Not just financial ruin he's facing.
Yeah.
It's the loss of his youth and innocence.
Okay.
And even like his faith in the American dream itself. And the whole baseball thing that keeps coming up, this yearning for a simpler time really reinforces that.
It's that feeling of longing for something that's gone.
Exactly.
Okay, so how does all of this tie into like the 1970s context that we always hear about with this film?
Well, think about what was going on then.
Okay, yeah.
The Vietnam War ending, Watergate was happening.
Right.
There was this huge feeling of disillusionment with authority, institutions, everything. Plus, the economy was a mess.
Right.
Stagnant.
And people were struggling.
Yeah, people struggling to make ends meet. And that whole idea of hard work equals success.
Right.
It was crumbling. The American dream was looking more like a broken promise.
Okay.
And that's the world Harry's in, you know, navigating.
So it's not just Harry, though, right?
Yeah.
We have this younger woman, Myra, who seems to represent a different perspective on the American dream.
She's like the counterculture movement of that time. Because not so much about material success, more about personal freedom, real experiences.
And when they interact,
yeah,
Harry and Myra.
Yeah, you see this clash between generations, this gap in how they see the world.
Like two totally different worlds.
It's like the film is asking, can these two even coexist?
Right.
Let alone find common ground.
It makes you think, like, are we just going to repeat the mistakes of those who came before?
Right.
Or can we learn from them and make a new path?
Yeah, good question.
It's like this mirror that the film is holding up to society.
To all of us.
Yeah, to all of us.
Yeah, asking us to think about those questions.
It goes deeper, though, than just social commentary, right?
Save the Tiger explores the psychological impact of all these pressures on people like hairy individuals.
Okay, so let's get into that. What's going on with Harry beneath the surface?
Like beyond just the money problems.
Yeah, beyond the obvious financial crisis.
Well, we can start with the hallucinations and how the film shows us the mental effects of like trauma, moral compromise.
They're not just random, right?
These images. They're not random.
Okay.
They show us his guilt, his repressed memories,
the
disintegration of his sense of self.
So what do you think they represent?
What do I think?
Yeah, Harry's hallucinations.
Well, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
Are they a breakdown? A guilty conscience?
Yeah.
Something else entirely. It's complex.
Yeah.
The film doesn't give us easy answers.
Right.
But I think those hallucinations, they show the toll, psychological toll.
Right.
This dilemma takes on Harry.
It's not just money.
Right.
It's not just about going broke.
It's deeper.
Okay.
It's a crisis of identity.
Okay.
All the things he believed in, hard work, success, the American dream, crumbling.
And he's left to deal with the choices he's made.
It's like he's lost his compass, trying to find his way back.
Yeah.
But in this world, this cutthroat world, can he even do that?
It's the big question.
Yeah.
Can he even find his way back?
The film doesn't hide
from
how harsh the business world is.
Yeah.
Success often comes at a cost.
At what cost?
Ethics, integrity.
Right.
Harry's surrounded
by
people who will do anything.
Like what, Quick?
Cut corners, bend the rules, even break the law.
Wow.
To get ahead.
And Harry.
Right in the middle. Trying to balance his values, the demands of this world.
It's so interesting how the film shows these normal business things.
The day-to-day stuff. Next to Harry's struggles. Internal struggle.
1 minute he's in a meeting. The next he's having an existential crisis.
Exactly. It's it shows how absurd it all is. We get caught up in chasing success. We lose sight
of what matters.
Of what really matters.
The title,
Save the tiger.
It becomes this metaphor. It's not just Harry.
It's not just him.
It's like something bigger.
It's like we've lost something precious.
In society, asking us, what are we giving up?
For progress.
Right?
What are we losing sight of?
Are we even aware?
Yeah, are we even aware?
Of what we're trading away?
It's so relevant today.
Yeah.
Even more than in the 70s, I think.
I think so, too.
It's like, think about our own lives.
Okay.
The pressure.
To succeed.
To buy things.
Consume.
To keep up.
With everyone else.
With the Joneses.
Yeah.
The film asks.
Yeah.
At what cost?
Right.
Are we losing our integrity, our values, our humanity?
For what?
For all this stuff.
All this external stuff.
Right, these markers of success.
Okay, and visually, the film adds to this feeling of like unease, introspection.
The director, Avildsen, he's very restrained.
Okay.
The settings are small.
Yeah.
The lighting is natural.
Right.
He focuses on Lemmon's face.
Really?
Yeah, the camera lingers, capturing every emotion.
Wow.
It's masterful filmmaking.
Yeah, really understated.
Yeah, there's a real intimacy.
Yeah.
To how it's shot.
Like you're right there.
Yeah, feeling everything he feels. Yeah. Despite the budget. It wasn't a big budget.
Yeah.
But you still feel this claustrophobia. Like Harry is trapped.
And speaking of trapped, let's talk about Myra again.
She's so interesting.
Yeah.
She's this rebellion.
The status quo.
But she's also disillusioned.
In her own way.
Yeah, in her own way.
Okay, so we have Harry clinging to the American dream.
Right, a fading dream.
And Myra wanting something more
real.
Authentic. It's like they're total opposites.
On the surface, yeah.
But do they understand each other?
I think on some level, they both feel lost.
Right. The
grift.
In a world that's changed.
Yeah, a world that doesn't make sense.
Their interactions.
Sometimes tense.
Yeah.
But also empathy, connection, the generations. Even with the disillusionment, the despair.
Human connection.
It offers hope.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Especially now.
When things feel so divided.
Right.
So cynical.
Yeah. So is this a pessimistic film?
Save the tiger.
Yeah.
I think it's complex.
Yeah.
It doesn't wrap things up neatly.
No.
It shows the darkness.
Yeah.
The disillusionment, the moral compromises.
Right.
but there's still
hope for connection, for reevaluating
what matters.
What truly matters.
That's what makes it so powerful, so enduring.
It stays with you.
Yeah.
Makes you think your choices, your values, what you think success is.
You mentioned earlier that it didn't do well.
At first, no.
At the box office.
It got mixed reviews.
Oh, okay.
But now...
Now it's a classic.
A classic.
Why do you think that is? Yeah, it's interesting, right?
It really is.
Like how a film's message, it can hit people differently at different times.
Different generations see it differently.
You said it didn't do well at first?
Not the box office, no.
But now it's like...
a cult classic.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Why do you think?
Why has it lasted?
Yeah, why has Save the Tiger stood the test of time?
I think it's because the themes are timeless.
Okay.
Even though it's so rooted in the 70s, the anxieties of that time, the questions it asks, ambition, compromise, finding meaning.
Yeah.
In a world obsessed with stuff.
Materialism.
Materialism, yeah.
Those are universal.
People face those.
Yeah.
In every generation.
Makes you wonder about the American dream itself.
The American dream, right?
Like, is it flawed?
Interesting question.
Is it setting us up to be disappointed?
To feel like we're not enough.
Never measuring up.
The film shows us the dark side of that dream.
Okay.
The pressure, the emptiness of wealth, the moral compromises we make.
Right, and it's all shown through this character that you can't help but empathize with.
He's not perfect. He makes mistakes.
But you get it.
Yeah.
You see why he does what he does.
You see the desperation.
Yeah.
The fear.
The belonging.
That longing for something more. And that's what makes Lemmon's performance so powerful.
He brings so much to
humanity to the role. You see the conflict in him.
Yeah.
The toll it all takes.
It's like a reminder that good people can make bad choices.
When they're pushed.
When they're pushed to the limit.
To their limits.
Save the Tiger is a film.
It really is.
That stays with you.
It makes you think.
It makes you feel.
And question things.
It makes you take for granted.
It makes you look at the world differently.
Yeah, your place in it.
It's powerful.
So as we're wrapping up this deep dive.
Into Save the Tiger.
What's the one thing?
The one thing.
That you want listeners to think about?
To ponder.
Like a lingering question.
Okay, so if Harry, he represents the tiger. Right.
Struggling to survive. Struggling.
In a world that doesn't value him.
What about Myra? What does she represent?
Is she hope?
Hope.
A different kind of disillusionment. Something else entirely.
That's up to you to decide.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a great question.
The film doesn't have all the answers.
No easy answers.
But it makes us talk about our choices, what we value.
The kind of world
we want to live in.
That's what makes it powerful.
Powerful work of art.
So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
For this deep dive on Save the Tiger.
Save the Tiger!
We encourage you.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
See for yourself.
Draw your own conclusions.
Until next time.
Keep exploring.
Keep questioning.
Keep the conversation going.